We're making mussels marinara. What's up guys, my name is Courtney Budson and this is What's for Din. Today I'm going to be sharing with you something that was highly requested. Everybody wants me to share a seafood recipe, so I'm going to be showing you how to make my mussels marinara. For those of you who are super intimidated by mussels, don't be. It is so simple. It's really hard to mess this up. It's a simple marinara sauce. You toss in the mussels and the mussels just infuse that sauce, and it's just so delicious and so easy to make. If you're trying to impress somebody like your significant other, this would be perfect to make because it's easy, it's delicious, and it looks super fancy. So without further ado, let's get started. You're gonna need some crushed tomatoes, some butter, some onion, garlic, shallots, a little bit of white wine. If you can't have any kind of alcohol, you can just exclude that. Some spices, I have thyme, rosemary, oregano, and some cayenne pepper, of course. And then I have some fresh basil, some fresh parsley, a little bit of angel hair pasta, and of course you're gonna need some mussels. Now, when you go to the store and you get your mussels, you wanna make sure that you're getting the most fresh mussels that you possibly can. Ideally, you would want wild caught, but you can also get farm. It's not that big of a deal, but you wanna make sure that when you buy them that you clean them very well. So what you wanna do is keep them in some really cold water. You wanna scrub off all the dirt and sand that might be on the outer shell. And then there's a little tiny rope looking thing. That's called the beard, and that's what they attach themselves to while they're growing. You wanna just give that a good yank and pull that off because you don't want that in your sauce. Now, occasionally you're gonna find that a couple of them are open. You want them to be completely sealed. You don't want them to be open at all. If they are open, tap them on a hard surface. If they don't close on their own, they're dead, throw them out. You don't want to eat those. So that's basically all you need to know about the mussels. It's really simple. So let's head over to the stove and get cooking. I always do this thing. What is that thing? Go! So first things first, you want to make sure that you have a pan that has a tight fitting lid, so when we put the mussels in, that they can steam properly. So into that, we're going to add my butter and a little bit of olive oil. Sorry, I forgot to mention it, but everyone has olive oil, so whatever. I'm gonna melt this down over medium-high heat. Okay, now into that, I'm adding my onion and shallot, whatever you wanna call it. We're just gonna saute this until the onion and shallot is nice and soft. Okay, now we're gonna throw in our garlic and only cook this for another couple minutes so that you don't burn the garlic. My garlic is nice and fragrant. We're gonna go ahead and add the wine now. You can see how fast this is coming together. Give that a good stir. We're just gonna let that simmer for a couple of minutes until that wine reduces slightly. Make sure that you're using a wine that you would actually drink. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just something that tastes nice. So now I'm gonna add my tomatoes. Now I'm using San Marzano tomatoes, which is a really good quality straight from Italy. So try to use the best quality that you can possibly get your hands on because that's gonna make a difference in the sauce. So we're gonna go ahead and season that with salt and pepper. We're gonna add our spices and our basil. So you're probably wondering, why am I using so much sauce? Well, I'm using 2 pounds of mussels, and usually per person, you would use about 1 pound per person. So we're just gonna bring this up to a slow simmer, and we're gonna let it simmer for about 20 minutes until it reduces a little bit and it tastes amazing and all those flavors meld together. So our sauce is done. It's reduced quite a bit. But before we add our mussels, you wanna make sure you're getting a pot of boiling water ready that you salted so that we can add in our pasta and cook that while the mussels are going. I tasted it and made sure I didn't need to season it anymore with salt or pepper. It's perfect, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in all my mussels. Not the water, just the mussels, so you make sure you drain them really well. Just give them a quick stir in the sauce. Turn the heat up just a little bit. So pop the lid on, and you only wanna cook these for about 5 to 10 minutes or until they open up. You don't wanna cook them any longer because then they'll get tough and nasty. So 5 to 10 minutes, cook your pasta, drain it, and that's pretty much it. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Yum. So here is the final product. I added a little bit of fresh parsley in at the end just to add a pop of color and some added freshness. Now, one thing to remember is that if they don't open up at all, then you don't eat them. Just discard them. Do a swirly McSwirl and a bitey McBite. That sauce is so good. You don't have to add pasta to this, but I just like it because, I mean, there's sauce and you need pasta. If you have a reason to make pasta, you better do it, okay? Okay. So if you guys want to recreate this recipe, just look below in the description box. I'll leave all the measurements and the written instructions. And if you did like this video, don't forget to smack that like button as well as share it because it helps me out so much when you share it. And if you're not already subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I have many more recipes to come. And as always, thank you guys so much for your support and thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I can feel it already. I'm getting pumped with these mussels.